Happening today, we're expecting to learn the fate of the Quinnipiac women's rugby team. Members of the team have been in court all week, hoping a judge will block the school from cutting their title-winning program. Your reporter Anna Stansfield joins us live outside of the university with the very latest. Anna, good morning.
Well, Kate, good morning. Both sides of this argument will be back in front of a judge here today. We're expecting to hear those oral arguments later this morning. And after that is when a judge will decide whether or not she thinks this is a Title IX violation. Back in April, Quinnipiac announced it would transition women's rugby into a club sport while adding a men's varsity distance track program. The school argues this move is in compliance with Title IX, a federal law designed to provide equal benefits and support when it comes to women's athletics. And they say it aligns with the athletic department's long-term goals and financial strategies. But on the stand this week, the team's coach and several players have fought back. The coach arguing this is retaliation after she's made complaints about uniforms and field conditions. Players saying this fight has impacted their mental health and that taking away this team would be taking away their dream. Now, after we hear those oral arguments here later today, we're expecting the judge to move fairly quickly. We've heard from her throughout this case that she knows time on this decision is critical, meaning we're expecting her to move as quickly as she can. Your reporter live in Hamden, Anna Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.